Imagine the heart-pounding terror of being lost in the world's largest rainforest, the Amazon, a place where every rustle, every shadow, every unfamiliar sound seems like a threat. Now, imagine being Carlos, an explorer who found himself in this exact scenario. Carlos had set out on an expedition to study the Amazon's vibrant ecosystem. He was part of a team, but as fate would have it, he got separated from his group. One moment he was with his team, the next moment he was alone. Alone in the vast, unending wilderness of the Amazon rainforest. The initial panic hit him like a wave. His heart pounded in his chest, his palms were sweaty, his mind raced. He shouted out for his team, his voice echoing in the dense forest, but there was no response. It was just him and the symphony of the jungle, the chatter of insects, the calls of distant birds, the rustle of leaves. The disorientation was overwhelming. Every tree looked the same, every direction seemed to lead deeper into the forest. And then, the sinking realization set in. Carlos was alone. Alone in the most biodiverse place on Earth. A place where life flourishes in every nook and cranny, but also a place where danger lurks around every corner. The Amazon is home to a myriad of creatures, from the smallest insects to the largest predators. And Carlos, with his limited survival skills, found himself in the middle of it all. In the face of grim odds, Carlos had to find a way to survive. He had to rely on his instincts, his knowledge, his willpower. He had to face the fear, the uncertainty, the unknown. His story is a testament to human spirit, to our innate ability to adapt, to survive. It's a story that takes us deep into the heart of the Amazon, a place of breathtaking beauty and heart-stopping danger. This is Carlos's brush with death in the Amazon. But to understand Carlos's predicament, we must first understand the Amazon. Imagine a place that's so vast, it's larger than the whole of Western Europe. Welcome to the Amazon rainforest, the world's largest tropical rainforest, spanning across 8 countries in South America. It's an expansive realm of green, teeming with life, and pulsating with mystery and wonder. The Amazon is not just a forest, it's a world unto itself. It's home to a staggering variety of species. From the smallest insects to the greatest predators, the Amazon is a symphony of biodiversity. It's estimated that within its borders it houses over 400 billion individual trees from over 16,000 species. And the richness doesn't stop there. This green heart of the planet is also home to more than 2.5 million insect species, tens of thousands of plants, and some 2,000 birds and mammals. Yet the Amazon is not just about numbers, it's about balance. It's a complex ecosystem where every creature, every leaf, and every drop of water has a role to play. The forest breathes in carbon dioxide and exhales oxygen, playing a crucial role in regulating the world's climate. It's often referred to as the lungs of the earth, and for good reason. But the Amazon is more than just a collection of trees and creatures. It's a place of extremes, where the rainfall can reach 20 feet a year in some areas, and where the temperature can swing dramatically between day and night. It's a place where the survival of the fittest is not just a theory, but a law that governs everyday life. This vast rainforest, with its teeming life and harsh conditions, is the stage on which our story is set. This is where Carlos found himself, alone and lost. In the face of the Amazon's immense size and power, Carlos was but a speck, a tiny creature navigating his way through a labyrinth of green. In this vast teeming wilderness, Carlos was but a tiny lost creature. Stranded in the heart of the Amazon, Carlos had to rely on his survival skills. Carlos's first challenge was to find a reliable source of water. He knew that water was essential for survival, but also that drinking from the wrong source could lead to illness or worse. He recalled his survival training, which taught him how to find water in the wilderness. By following the downhill slope and listening for the sound of running water, he eventually found a clear stream. But water alone was not enough. He needed to eat. The forest around him was lush and green, but not all plants were safe to eat. Carlos had to rely on his knowledge of the local flora to identify edible plants. He spotted fruits that resembled those he knew were safe, and leaves that had a familiar texture. His choices were careful and deliberate. A wrong decision could lead to a painful end. Building a shelter was his next task. He needed protection from the elements and the many creatures that roamed the Amazon at night. He gathered branches and leaves, constructing a small lean-to that blended into the surrounding vegetation. His shelter was simple, but it was enough to keep him safe and hidden from potential predators. Carlos was not alone in the forest. He encountered wildlife on a daily basis, from the smallest insects to the largest predators. He knew he was an intruder in their territory, so he took great care to avoid confrontation. He made himself as inconspicuous as possible, moving quietly and keeping a safe distance. Survival in the Amazon was not about conquering the wilderness, but about understanding it, respecting it, and knowing how to coexist with it. Carlos used his knowledge and skills to adapt to his surroundings, to find sustenance, and to protect himself. Every day was a battle against the elements, a fight for survival. The Amazon is home to a variety of wildlife, some of which Carlos encountered. Imagine stepping into the heart of an environment teeming with life, where every rustle and chirp holds a story. Carlos found himself in the midst of this grand theater where he crossed paths with creatures both awe-inspiring and fearsome. Take the jaguar, for instance, the third largest big cat in the world and a symbol of power and stealth in the Amazon. Carlos was fortunate to avoid a confrontation with this apex predator, but his presence in the jaguar's territory was a stark reminder of the delicate balance of life in the Amazon. Then, there were the capuchin monkeys, known for their intelligence and resourcefulness. These creatures showed Carlos that survival in the Amazon is not just about strength, but also about wit and adaptability. Carlos also encountered the Amazon's smaller inhabitants. Leafcutter ants, a marvel of the insect world, demonstrated the power of teamwork as they moved in long, organized lines, each carrying a piece of leaf much larger than itself. And let's not forget the giant river otters, playful yet protective, embodying the duality of life in the Amazon. These creatures, while charming in their antics, can be fiercely territorial, a trait that Carlos respected and admired. There were also encounters with creatures that, while not dangerous, played a significant role in the Amazon ecosystem. The blue morpho butterfly, with its iridescent wings, is a key pollinator, helping to maintain the diversity of plant life that makes the Amazon so rich and vibrant. Throughout Carlos's journey, it became clear that the Amazon is not just a collection of individual species but a complex, interconnected web of life. Each creature, whether large or small, predator or prey, dangerous or benign, plays a vital part in maintaining this delicate balance. Carlos's encounters served as a reminder that in the Amazon, every creature has a role to play, be it friend or foe. In the Amazon, every creature plays a role in the grand tapestry of life. After weeks of struggling against nature, a glimmer of hope appeared for Carlos. The Amazon, known for its lush greenery and vibrant wildlife, had been his relentless adversary, but now, it was the stage for an unexpected rescue. As the days turned into weeks, Carlos's strength began to wane, but his spirit, his will to survive, remained unbroken. One day, as he sat under the canopy of trees, a sound pierced the dense silence of the forest. A sound so foreign yet so familiar. The faint but distinctive echo of human voices. A surge of adrenaline coursed through Carlos's veins, his heart pounded in his chest like a drum echoing through the forest. To be heard, to be found, he knew he had to make a sound louder than the constant hum of the Amazon. He mustered up all the strength he had left and cried out, his voice resonating through the trees. The voices grew louder, closer. Relief washed over him like a soothing balm on a wound. He was found. Carlos's rescue was nothing short of miraculous. His health had taken a severe hit. He was dehydrated, malnourished, and his body bore the marks of countless insect bites and scratches. But he was alive. His body was weak, but his mind was a fortress. The psychological impact of his ordeal, however, was another kind of challenge. He had stared into the eyes of death and come out the other side. The experience left him with a newfound respect for the Amazon, its beauty, its power, and its harsh realities. His story is not just a tale of survival but also a testament to the human spirit, its resilience, and its indomitable will. It's a narrative of a man and a forest, a dance between life and death, a struggle against the odds. Carlos's survival story serves as a stark reminder of the power and beauty of the Amazon. Carlos's story is just one tale of survival in the Amazon. His journey exemplifies the intersection of human resilience and nature's raw, unyielding power. The Amazon's wildlife, teeming with diverse creatures, both threatened and enhanced his survival. Carlos's story reminds us of the need to respect and preserve these complex ecosystems. They are not just our resources but homes to countless other lives. In the grand scheme of things, we are but visitors in the Amazon, a world that continues to thrive in its wild, untamed glory.